Hey everybody, Logan here. Today I'm covering a specific game. I want to call it a review, but you might want to take it as one. Might not. Decide yourself, but I am going to give you my opinion on it because it's not what I think. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's not bad. So, this is AEW Fight Forever. So I got it on the PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch. The preceding footage you're going to see in this video all comes from the PlayStation 5 version because I use the PlayStation's internal video capture to get all these clips that you're seeing. It's a compilation of footage from different modes that I put together that I thought would be rather helpful. No spoilers or anything like that. It's almost like I don't know where to begin. How about we start at the beginning? I've been waiting for this game for quite some time. I think they announced it in 2020? I want to say it was 2020? 2021? I can't quite remember when they announced it. But when Kenny Omega came out and said, hey, it's going to be a spiritual successor to that WCW NWO Revenge, that WWF No Mercy style gameplay, it got a lot of us really hyped. Really, really hyped. Now that it's finally come out, just about a month or so ago, maybe two, they said, boom, here's a release date. And we were like, whoa, out of nowhere. Should be good. Looks good. A lot of us, some of us, me just a little bit, had a bit of a concern about the visuals. But I understand what they were going for. They went for that more arcade feel, that more cartoony style, if you will, which you can clearly see. Now, the game, once I got it in my hands, I will say the game feels like an Xbox 360 era game, if that makes any sense. And it's not because of the way it looks or anything like that. It's the amount of features in a game. We've come to expect for that $50, $60 price tag, this is a $60 game, a full-on package. So this game does have multiple modes, and I played all of them. It's Road to the Elite, which is a story mode, which harkens back to older PS2 SmackDown titles. It tries to harken back to that, and it kind of does. Overall, it's a solid story mode. Not the longest, but solid. You have your one-on-one, you have your different match types, your theme matches, exploding barbed wire. I played that, and the roster's not too bad either. Create a character. Very, very limited. It's funny when you talk about the create a character, and back in the day, just to be able to create one was like, whoa, and you had so many options. Now, WWE in their 2K series has set a standard of creation. And this doesn't get anywhere near it. Is it bad? No. But it's lacking. So, my main gripe with the created characters, there's not enough moves. I don't really care too much about the facial features and the facial hair. I wish there was more facial hair. I wish there was more hair types. That's what I think really bothers me the most. Everything else is all right. But there was like a handful of beards, a handful of hair styles. Weird. That kind of irked me a little bit, but when you get to the gameplay and you use your created character, it's not bad, but you feel like he could be more, unless you create a female. I create a guy who kind of tries to look like me, unlike in the WWE games. I can make someone that looks almost exactly like me, and this was definitely not the case. They didn't even have my name. They had my first name, not my last name. which is weird because every game has Logan in it. Every game has Logan. So it was kind of odd. Once you remove yourself from the create a wrestler, that's the part that I always look forward to. But the gameplay is what's most important, right? The game's fun. Gameplay does make you feel like No Mercy, but more like the Def Jam games. If you played that, it feels more like that in terms of mechanics. I'm not a big fan of the reversal system because you don't know exactly when to hit the reversal. They don't give you a little icon or say if you successfully did it, you just go, oh, okay, he pushed him off. Okay, he didn't hit. Sometimes hits don't detect. You could swing at your opponent and it doesn't always hit, or you swing at each other and it does nothing. So there are a few glitches. Presentation in terms of when you're playing, when you're in the ring, there's no announcer, which is really weird. But they give you that licensed music in the background, and sometimes you can get a wrestler's theme playing while you're wrestling. It's just weird. I turn it all the way off. You can't turn it on or off. There's a volume slider, so I just turn it all the way down. The entrances are very weak. They remind me of the WCW NWO Revenge ones where there wasn't a full entrance. You just saw them come out on the stage and that was it. And I don't know if they did that on purpose, because this is made by Ukes, the people who really made those SmackDown games and the SmackDown versus Raw and WWE 12, 13, whatnot games, all those games. And they built all these features into their games, and this feels like a light version. Now, don't get me wrong, I do see this as a promising thing, because they can either do one of two things: add more features on as we go via DLC. And we've seen them do that with games for years, so they can update, they can add, they can change, they can give us more features. Hopefully they don't put it all under a paywall. That would suck. But if they do, it is what it is. This could be what's setting up for the next one. For AEW Fight Forever 2. Or whatever they're going to call the next one. Because I know they may not. They might call it Full Gear or something like that. I don't know what they'll call it. Double or Nothing, maybe. I don't know. Overall, I think the game has a lot of potential. It's fun. If you're definitely playing it on a couch with your buddies, or even playing online with your buddies, yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a lot of fun. But once you're done with the story mode, which is around 3+ hours, maybe 4, okay. You have to play the game to unlock things, which is fine with me. You earn money, and you use that money to unlock new moves, new stances, new themes, stuff like that. But you don't have to pay anything for it. You just play the game, which is a very classic style, which I do like. Now, there is DLC. I pre-ordered the game and didn't get a code for Matt Hardy, which kind of sucks. I ended up having to pay $5, and I got him on the PlayStation 5. Now, all the characters, for the most part, really look like themselves. The images you see on social media and whatnot really don't do it justice until you actually get in the game. The animations are kind of funny. They're a little exaggerated. I'm fine with that because that's how they were going with it. That's completely fine. But overall, it's not what I was expecting. After all these years in development and the hullabaloo that all the people around it were making such a big deal out of it, and I was hoping for more. But I understand it's the first foray. I hope it's not another TNA Impact. That game was great. It was very different, but it was great. But we never got another one. I hope this isn't the one and only AEW wrestling game. I really hope not. They have other games in the pipeline. Apparently there's another mobile game coming out, and hopefully we see another entry in the console series. Now, with that being said, comparing the two versions, the PS5 version, from my understanding, is exactly like the Xbox version. Now, I did not get it on the Xbox because again, it's one of those Xbox One games on the disc and you download the update. I didn't want that. I want the actual PlayStation 5 version. So, looks great, runs great. Loading time is really fast. Sometimes too fast, if that makes any sense, because you want to read or see something and you're like, oh, but it's very snappy. Visuals are really clean. It's crisp. Now the Switch version. Everything's muddy. Kind of blurry, but it doesn't look bad. It's weird. And I'm talking in handheld mode. On a TV, it looks fine, but it still doesn't have the resolution and the crispness of this. So the only other issue I would have with it, the loading does take a little longer, and I have experienced some jitters when you're playing. Like, you'll get a split-second freeze or a split-second pause, if you will, in gameplay, but nothing too bad to where it throws off your momentum. It's a little jarring at first. And you go, whoa, okay, didn't expect that. But as you play, you get used to it. But otherwise, it feels exactly like the PlayStation 5 version in terms of controls and play and everything like that. Does it look as good? No. Does it perform as well? It performs well, but not as snappy as the PlayStation 5 version. So, with that being said, what would I give it? I saw IGN, I think they gave it a 6.25. I want to go that low. I think it was Push Square gave it a 5 out of 10. Ouch. And I think it was Nintendo Life and Pure Xbox gave it a 7. Yeah. 7.5? 7.5. Being nice. 7. Maybe a 7.25. Yeah, 7.25. Because a 7 means it's okay, but it was a little more than okay. It was fun. The gameplay is still fun. It's easy to pick up, easy to learn, tough to master, just like the No Mercy and the Revenge titles back in the day. I enjoy it. I'm going to continue to play it. And we'll see with the further updates. There's Season Pass 1, which is currently out, which is $29.99. But there's no reason to buy it day one because you don't get anything besides the FTR pack. And you can buy the FTR pack individually, which I think is like $11 or something like that. And then if you didn't pre-order it, you can buy Matt Hardy for $4.99. And if you did pre-order it and didn't get a code or didn't get it, Matt Hardy's $4.99. You get classic Matt Hardy and then broken Matt Hardy. So you've got that. Fun. Overall, it's fun. Just not what I was hoping for. Let's put it that way. I was hoping for a little more, but not because of me, because they built it up. They said, hey. That was the issue. That's it. Most people, unless you're a big AEW fan like myself, probably going to stick with the WWE series. If you like wrestling, if you want something more arcadey and more fun, more accessible to just a layman, someone who really doesn't know wrestling or doesn't play wrestling games, it's a solid pickup. I hope it'll do well. The AEW fan base is definitely going to enjoy it. Casual wrestling fans who just want something to play and something easy to pick up and play, they're going to enjoy it. The hardcore wrestling fan, the hardcore gamer who is used to playing the WWE games might be a little let down, like myself. But my bias, I'm not letting it get in the way from me being a bigger fan of AEW than I am for WWE. I do like WWE, don't get me wrong. I still think it's a good game. Do I think it's better than 2K23? No, I really enjoyed 2K23. I like the gameplay. I like the match mechanics a little better in Fight Forever, because I like that old school style of grappling. I don't like the mini games for the submissions and stuff like that. Here you just smash the button until you get out. Same thing with the pin, you just smash the button and you don't have to worry about it, just like back in the day. The gameplay feels just like back in the day. You do have a bit more extensive buttons. You have attacks, punches, and kicks, so you got all that too, and your grapples and your strong grapples, just like in the day. It's a good game, just not what I expected. I was hoping for more, but that's because of Kenny Omega. There you go. Thank you guys for watching this longer video while I give you my thoughts on AEW Fight Forever, PlayStation 5 version, and Nintendo Switch version. I will definitely be taking this with me. I like it in handheld. It plays fine in handheld. I enjoy it. When I'm at home, definitely be playing this. This is where I'm playing my Road to Elite. This will just be playing with friends and whatnot. When I go over to a buddy's house or whatnot, I'll just take this with me, and then we'll pop in some two Pro controllers and we'll just play. But hey, that's what it's meant for. It's enjoyable. If that's what you want it for, go ahead. I've talked long enough. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Like what I always say, be legendary. Thanks again.